Hello, hello. I wanted to do a quick video, nothing too crazy. I already showed pretty much this offense and I already showed this defense. I pretty much already did this video. But I wanted to show how just a couple cards can change the entirety of a defense. And I brought in just a little bit more of a refined build as I realized I am missing Reap the Whirlwind. Um, so I am loving this offense in general, the Wilderness. Extremely consistent. And it's nice because it's pieces from so many sets. Sure, the defense is pretty much all IR. We got some new dominants, but there's Wilderness of Sinai and David's Tent both being starter cards. I can't wait to see some Exodus Samuel stuff with the two dominants and two fortresses. I can't wait to see different Wilderness offenses in general or 50-50. Um, I would love to see decks made around Moses in different ways instead of just the Wilderness. This Moses right here. Um, you could use the Plague Rush, and there's just so many builds out there. So definitely exciting. I'll keep trying to make builds and push them out there. I wasn't sure if I was gonna do a video this week. I do think I have the time, um, so maybe I'll do another this week as well later on. There's a couple builds that I'm still working on, just straight up clay, and then I was trying to look at different clay variants, and a white green build where, yes, it revolves around Moses, but in a different direction. So pretty much the same offense. We brought in Plague of Hail. It's just too good. I'm wondering if it needs to go main deck. I really like it turn two, and I'll show you my play for that. I am trying to not really mill you, but I am just trying to get rid of like 10 of your cards and get mine, and you kind of start walking in. In the meantime, I brought in a different defense because I am discarding a lot of your cards. All I really have to do is just get a couple blocks, and with my soul gen of potential in the land, her, and me dad, um, I think I have enough hero soul gen to just kind of go out there, especially with her being CBN, that I can just generate a lost soul. So I have Israel's Rebellion and Burial. I will say Chad has been worried about this defense potentially existing when he saw Israel's Rebellion, so we're going to see if it's as crazy as it is. This deck is only 48 cards. I'm still in testing. I'm not sure what else to add. I love it as is. Um, I don't think I have. I mean, I could add Hopper for 49. Um, I don't know. I don't have Shield. I am running Breakers, and I could take out the Sabbath Breakers and just go Brown, and go Shield. I could do that. So a couple different thoughts there. I want to bring in. I want to bring in Reap the Whirlwind. One, it's so pretty. I have Better to Be Slaves. Um, I do a lot of just copy paste, bring over cards, and then I forget uh, certain cards in the reserve. I don't think a brown white draw two hero for both offense and defense is bad at all for my deck, even if it's a potential turn one chump block two. So I'll bring over Blood Avenger for 49 cards. So that's what we did. We brought Blood Avenger over here. Um, I mean, technically he's over here. I usually play Pharaoh's Daughter as evil. Exodus characters of matching alignment and enhancements used by them CBP is amazing, but I pretty much just drop her as an evil character and kill her in the same turn so they don't get to choose a blocker on her. So right now we're at 49 cards, and we added Reap the Whirlwind. This thing can block for days. I do lose the consistency with the Lost Souls, and I lose a lot of the additional benefits like losing Covet and Distressed and Blind and Famine. All that really hurts to lose. But but getting Israel's Rebellion and Burial as two massive blocks is huge. I do think Christian Martyr can now come out for Angel of the Lord because I have two massive blocks. That is also another oversight. Which one? So also, hope you all had a great weekend. I was down in Georgia. It was my birthday weekend, so came down Friday night, hung out with the family and grandma, and then Friday or Saturday we did my golf tournament that we do every year. Went out to the Marietta, the city square right there. Brian Jones and his wife they've been down there we had lunch together a while back, so that's the same area, Brian. And then went to my friend's church and drove back, did our devotion, our men's group. If you guys aren't doing that, I know this game is heavily male-oriented and dominated in that sense of just population of players. I love the FaceTime Bible group, so if y'all are like, hey, that's something that, what do you mean by that? How do you go about it? Just reach out, even if you comment or Discord. But yeah, we do a weekly FaceTime Bible group, Bible study, whatever you want to call it, to where we get our close friends and family on there. So do that every week. All right. Nothing else, right? We can go right into the deck. It's pretty, I say it's a little bit of a higher skill gap deck because you have the add to battles, but from the perspective of rinse and repeat, you want to keep doing the same plays. Once you have it down, I think this deck can be hard to, what would it be? Once you learn it, it's really easy to pilot. So let's go into a new game, and we'll see if this Hiding Souls works or not. We'll see if we can mill a good bit. And no, we're not using high places or the first or anything. We really want to maintain that unity. I don't have any sort of, I don't have Sheol or Plotting Priest, and you could even do Sheol and Plotting Priests, and you can bring them in. There's a couple different builds you can do. So you can pretty much take Jay's defense last year and bring in your Sabbath Breaker and maybe one other wilderness and have Israel's Rebellion and Burial. Or you can Soul Hide as well. So we will see what we can do. No stars. And if they get to go first, so remember I lose like Darkness. I lose different Lost Souls that just don't give me that consistency. So I in no way have any sort of block, which then again, this is weird. We got 2 dominants, all 3 fortresses, and 3 heroes. You do the math. I don't feel like it, but maybe that's a Josh P thing. How do you get all 3 fortresses in opening hand? So, hey, good thing about that is we will get max value. So, worst case scenario, they go first, they get a Lost Soul. If they do, then I get to draw 3. If I get to go first, I at least can generate a lot of offense and setup, but I'm still going to give up a Lost Soul, so it doesn't matter to me. So we'll go right into it. So of course we can just go ahead and drop Storehouse right away, and then we can drop our Mount Sinai, and then we can drop our Wilderness, and we can go straight to Moses. What am I doing? We could also go to Pharaoh's Daughter because that's an Exodus hero. If we want to put down Pharaoh's Daughter as evil and have our Plague of Hail set up for next turn, and still have our Moses, we can do that as well. The only thing is I like having more Exodus heroes. Oh, it's to be the same number. So then let's do it. Put down Daughter as evil. Get out Mo. You guys remember the deck, The Adventures of Ben and Mo? That's OG stuff. Maybe Olahar. Jay. Jaden. I don't even know if he remembers that one. I love that deck. Let's see. Just going off tangent here. So now we'll go ahead. We want to have our Exodus Heroes. We're trying to get to her first turn, and we're not going to make the same mistake as I did first time of not having my heroes. We're going to ban to Medad, so we can go ahead and get a lot of resources. Nothing evil to where we're not going to be able to block, but we could at least get a lot of just card advantage and resources to set us up continuously. So we can ban to Moses. I always go for increasing numbers. So that's why I say if you understand the deck, making the right plays is always difficult, but a lot of the plays are going to be the same. And then he bans to a wilderness hero, and we go straight to her. And from a first turn perspective, we have 3 Exodus heroes. So we get the reveal top 3, discard an evil card. So what I like to do, I'm no longer using Wilderness of Sinai. Really isn't going to give me much value moving forward unless I for some reason have the lone hero attacking, which is more only happens on my add to battles usually. I like to put my ongoing effects and upkeeps on top. You do not have to stack, and usually I say don't stack cards. Try to make sure your opponent can see. If I'm going to slightly stack when I'm playing the opponent, I usually do this to where they can see the entire graphic, and I also let them know how I put it down, just for purposes while I'm playing online. This is kind of how I do everything, so I can just do one quick check in one area of all my upkeep triggers. Okay, so then, and the whole point of that is I like to keep a count of how many cards I theoretically got to discard. So for her, I would look at the top 3, discard an evil card. I definitely think that I would have hit an evil card on the top 3 early on, even if it's a neutral. Once again, they have to have some sort of unsuccessful or scattered or Reap the Whirlwind turn 1 to get me. And maybe I bring Reap the Whirlwind into my main deck, but I just prevent so much enhancements and negate good brigades early on. I will pretty much always get Zipporah and Miriam as I get the immediate protection, the additional discard. I get my Royal Parade, I get my band, and I just keep going. And they're both Exodus heroes, so her gets 2 more on the X. That is always my turn 1. That's why I like to stack. I like to see my counter. If I have evil forts, they usually go right here, and I'll put artifacts all the way down here, just when I play online. I go sideways. All my artifacts and fortresses will go sideways when I'm playing. So I'll have everything stacked this way, or not stacked, laid out. And then these cards would all be facing perpendicular. All right, so I'd give up 1. That doesn't matter because that just means it's my turn quicker, and I kind of prevent what they can do if I'm not blocking them and giving up initiative. It's just, here you go, move on with life. So I draw 3, no stars. I immediately need to go to my upkeep triggers. You need to know all your upkeep triggers in your deck, so when they come down, it's ingrained into your mind. You need to do them quick. I love making so many decks that by the time Nationals comes up, I always feel like I don't know my deck well enough, even though that's what I preach. So you need to know exactly what you're grabbing. So Storehouse grabs Mount Sinai. I have top 5, and I'm going to hit your deck. I can get enough resources quickly. So it would be top 5 of your deck, and I would reserve an evil card. So I'd give myself another counter for I got rid of your evil. Go straight to, I don't have another Genesis, Exodus, Fortress, or Evil Egyptian. So I don't need to do anything with Egypt, honestly. And I'd have to make a quick decision of a territory class enhancement I want to do. And we're going to go straight to, we don't have to play Plague of Hail. We can use that in battle. I think I would just do it up front. Play Plague of Hail and get the 5. So I'm already at 7 cards, 2 of which are specific evil cards that I got to look and choose. Um, and then I can go ahead and not play Beg and Go Back, as I still don't have an evil character somehow. Half my deck is gone, and I don't have an evil character. Um, and then, so even if I kept Pharaoh's Daughter out, it wouldn't have mattered because she's not pale green. So yeah, losing the consistency on the souls hurts, but we have our territory class, so we can play. I think we have to take Blood Avenger here, as we just don't really have much of a block. Even with Blood Avenger, we just hope that it's the special initiative, or just discard, block, draw 2, die. That's really all we got. We can take another Exodus hero, but to help out her, I'm just not seeing it. We have one last search, and we could take a Covenant from deck because of Aaron. And I do feel like we have to get Covenant with Moses to get the draw 3. I could do New Covenant and give Moses the additional band, or I could do my other Covenant being, what is it? You Will Remain. I could bring that one as well. I think I have a good attack, and I feel comfortable going into the draw 3. So we do get out Covenant with Moses, shuffle up, and before we play it, we just want to make sure we do have our 3. 1, 2, 3. He is Leviticus. So it's X equals number of Exodus heroes. So now we're good. We got our draw 3. We played our territory class. Nothing else we can do with Egypt. If we wanted to play it for a brigade perspective, we could. We're really not losing much. We're losing the blue. That's it. Anything that hits our hand looking at brigades is huge anyway. So, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and 7. So, yep. All right, so we will put down. We'll go ahead and attack, and if we were close to time, we know we're putting in Miriam first, and we can now do Miriam's ability. I do not need Egypt or Covenant with David. So what I would like to do, Covenant with David involves music. If I always needed like a numbers or something, I could always get it back with Miriam. So I'd like to reserve Covenant with David to get out Royal Parade. And then I go straight to Zipporah. And guess what? They either have to discard an evil card from their reserve, which is fine, or they have to discard the top card of their deck. Regardless, it's nothing I have to do, and I still get a free discard. Bands to Moses. I always take Inhabitants Driven out, because if I didn't get into Storehouse turn 1, I use Inhabitants Driven out to go to Plague of Hail. I really like that play. But I already used my Plague of Hail, but it's still a really good card. And then Moses goes to her, who has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, top 5 of their deck. If their deck was protected, I have a 3 woes. And I have now a woes, an angel, and 2 interrupts. I really have plenty here. The only thing is if they're doing like a Sabbath Breaker, or the, what is it, Rebellious Israelites that negates a good brigade, and they can negate white, then I would have to use my 3 woes and target them. And then that's good. We have the bounce, we have the interrupt bounce that we get to take. We have the Angel Lord. We can just act like we're going to play both. I don't know. And now we at least have some evil. So Wilderness goes back. I always go straight to Breaker. I banish from your discard pile if I can. And then, so I'm already preventing enhancements, and now I'm going to put you in Special Initiative. You may discard a good card from hand. Now remember, if they have Storehouse out and their deck's protected, then my Rebellious Israelites is that much better. So that's fine. And if I negate their storehouse or get rid of it, guess what? They're always going to be discarding a card from hand, and I still have a massive band. So I'm already preventing enhancements. I don't feel like I need the Plague Congregation. I put them in Special Initiative. I bring out Deserving Scorn, make them reserve, or make them answer Deserving Scorn, and then I still get the band. I'm preventing enhancements. And then I also have the potential you kill me, I kill you. It's a lot to get around. And I love having the Tenant kills the sun because it's CBP and I am preventing enhancements. So I do get the interrupt, ban to an evil human, which is really good. If opponent uses a draw ability this turn, I can negate the brigade. And I can discard them. So a lot of blocks in this small defense. And it could also stall. 1, 2, 3. We don't have a Covenant, so just remember Book of the Covenant has the upkeep trigger. We go to Storehouse, and we can grab New Covenant, and then we would have New Covenant and You Will Remain. I'm just trying to think if I would need anything else, like defensively, or do I want 40 Knights? Love Korra's Rebellion. CBN on Korra is always nice. I have a CBP, a CBN on Korra, and a CBN if more than one hero. Plus I have 2 curses. Those are hard to get around. I had the 3 curses in here, Unsuccessful, Deserving, and Madness. I just felt like 1 curse was just fine. I can just activate it and move on with life. But either way, I just forget if I grab this, if I can activate both. Like I can grab one. If one's on there, I could activate. Yeah, it holds up to 2, so if I have them, I can activate. So that was Storehouse, and then I'd go into Mount Sinai, reveal top, be good to go. Book of the Covenant can grab your main. I could activate your main. I could activate New Covenant, use the ability on Moses, put down Oholiab, and second verse, same as the first, right? So Miriam, I can exchange if I want to. I don't need all these brigades in my hand. And I don't need Egypt. The only thing is, the only card that involves music is Covenant with David, so I'm not doing anything from a brigade perspective. I'm just giving myself numbers, but I could always just put that face down. Go to Zipporah, they have to discard from somewhere. Go to Moses. I like getting New Covenant right back out again. And then her is going to hit you for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 12 cards now. Whether it was a couple from reserve or not, like that is 12 cards gone by turn 3. And then Moses gets the additional band at the end, and I don't really care for Oholiab right here because I just don't see them discarding the top 2, so they're just like, just take whatever you want from your deck. I just don't really have anything, so I'd get Chosen Warriors. If they hit me with the whole Special Initiative thing, I'd have to use the Woes, because other than that, like I can interrupt the battle and I have a negate, an evil or neutral card, which is good. But if they hit me with my band, that's just tough, like preventing enhancements and all that, especially when I don't run Humble. It is, however, tough to get around 5 heroes with add to battles and you remain. So it all depends on what they can do, and I still have my enhancements to back myself up. And I do have some protection. Lost Souls are protected from evil cards, and my deck and my Exodus heroes from discard abilities, so not bad. And remember, I'm just constantly getting rid of your cards. I can take from reserve. Always have targets to grab. That is nice. Get around 5 heroes with add to battle. Add to battle if you get rid of all of them. What's really nice is adding chosen warriors into battle on an add to battle. Like if all these guys go away and I add chosen warriors, that's always funny. Or I can add indentured servant, and then I can play, like assuming I played this and it didn't work. Usually I'm going to keep inhabitants driven out and use negate, and that's going to keep inhabitants in my hand, just however it plays out, and then I have inhabitants for indentured servant. Or what I love to do is if this is gone, I bring in chosen warriors off you remain. I get to take a good OT card from reserve, and if defeated, you may reserve this card instead, and then I can bring in another guy. It's funny again if I don't have Ohalihab in the band or something. I come out with chosen warriors. He's gone. I bring in Ohalihab. I get something from deck, and you defeat him. I bring in indentured servant. Like it's just on and on. So it's a lot to get around. I haven't hit any Lost Souls. 14 cards left in my deck, and both Burial and Rebellion are in the bottom. So luckily, this thing can block for days. I do love the prevent, put you in special initiative, and guess what? I can negate characters. Like that's insane. And then I can look at the top X, where it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and take up to 1. So I can reel the top 5. Take up to 1, and it's just take up to 1 card you own. I like how the Wilderness plays together with Sinai and all that. So, and then they underdeck the rest. So you can do a lot. Just assume I had to play 3 woes or something, and I could always put you in special initiative, prevent your stuff, negate characters. I mean, get resources. It's solid. If you shuffle Lost Souls, you go right back to it. So I'll do one more quick playthrough. I mean, we're 27 minutes in to the video, so I won't even go through everything here. So I know if we didn't get Virgin Birth that I don't have any stars, so no time wasted there. I'm going to try to play this a little bit more like a tournament style. So if it's my turn, I don't need to put Pharaoh's daughter down because I have Moses. I'm going to keep her for another turn. If I want, I could put her down as a hero with Moses and get a draw 2. But then I lose my Plague of Hail. So what we're wanting to do is just drop Moses, play Love Righteousness, and go right to her. We don't need to shuffle, as our Moses is just going to go right back to deck. We do have Aaron as well, so we do have 2 heroes. I don't think I want to do Covenant with Moses just yet, because remember I'm going to go to increasing numbers. So what I'm going to do is go Aaron to get out Book. And there's also the clay version that rushes to Aaron to get Aaron's staff with your priest. It's really good. You get all that CBN protection early on. Ban to Moses. Moses takes increasing numbers, as we know. Whoops. All these cards look alike. And then her gets the 2. We'll put the counter on her for now, just to count how much we're getting. So we might not have discarded an evil card there because it's only the top 2 cards. I'll put the counter on there as a potential. We could have hit. We have no clue. Turn over Book. If I'm suspecting that they're going to play, well, assuming they block and do something. And if they block, this is always the if, you know. if Reap the Whirlwind's out turn 1, um, because there's so many ways you can just go to Korra. Korra can grab Reap the Whirlwind, and boom, you shuffled me, you know? Um, so I have to be mindful of that play. Go to increasing numbers. The chances are I have my negate and my grab 2 heroes, and you might not have a counter. A negate all with that additional value is huge. Now I can go ahead and put down my Exodus heroes to get my draw 3. And then I double check 1, 2, and 3. I get my draw 3. Now what's nice about Burial is I can underdeck any number of Lost Souls. I don't need an evil character turn 1. So I have my draw 3. I have not... Oh no, I did play my Love Righteousness. I can't do a draw 3. It went 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so I couldn't do that. Put down Book of the Covenant. And we're good here. We do have a strong battle winner. And we have our Wandering Israelites. So we still have a potential block. So what we're going to do is draw 1 and exchange. Now, depending on what attacks us, depends on everything, you know. Like, did they, we're not going to use Rebellious this turn, but depending on how they attacked, we could go to Korra to take from deck, like what I was just saying. We can go to Blood Avenger and get the draw 2 die and maybe get the auto block. We have the prevent, but we don't have, like, we would stop our own enhancements that we have in our hand. Or we have an 8-12. If they used a draw ability, we can negate their entire brigade. And we have a backup enhancement. Or we could just go to our breaker to pull out a breaker and have 2 enhancements. So we have a lot here. Depending on if it's just one hero, we hit the draw 2 and die, and they're dead. Like if it's Matthew turn 1, they get the draw, and then I'm just like, all right, draw 2 and you're dead. Get the draw 3, and we know we don't have any upkeeps. We go straight into Egypt, and it's really just a matter of, do you want that initial hand protection with Storehouse, and then you get the value of it, or do you want Mount Sinai, and you can start tearing them apart? I like Mount Sinai. We have Inhabitants driven out, so we can play Pharaoh's Daughter here. We can flip over Book, and that can bring us to, we can go to deck for a Covenant too. We can give Moses the band, or we can do You Will Remain. Now we have You Will Remain and Angel of God. And we're going to try to put them straight into a Plague of Hail. Now we have Zipporah down 2. And we can just go ahead and attack. And we'll keep our counter over here now. So we'll go... Miriam will attack, and we can exchange to Royal Parade. To Zipporah. They have to discard from somewhere. Moses will go to... depending on what they play, if we're suspecting Wilderness or if we've already seen it, we can go to Potential on Land to negate an evil or neutral card. Or we can go to Covenant with Moses to get the draw. Or did I already draw into that? Oh, I played it and never put it back in my deck. Oh well. And then we go to her, so we'll do a shuffle, and her will be 1, 2, 3, 4. We should be hitting something on the top 4, depending on what they play. Oh, now here's a predicament. You bounce all evil characters, so even though you get a Plague of Hail, you can't use Plague of Hail on Pharaoh's Daughter, so you got to be mindful of that play. So even if you use Inhabitants driven out, you can't Plague of Hail next, because that goes to your hand. It's okay, you just have to know that's what's happening. Either way, we can say we used, for playtesting, I had a similar version of this build with the Tabernacle, and it was just getting back white enhancements. Like, it was pretty brutal. I haven't even used any of that yet. And now, what do we do with our Pharaoh's daughter? Is she in the deck? Where'd she go? What are you doing? Get over here. So now we can put Pharaoh's daughter down. We didn't use a territory class, so we get 5. We have enough there with You Will Remain and Angel of God for any added battle. We don't have a block. That's okay. We gave up 1. We draw our 3. Upkeep. We draw 1. Upkeep. Reveal their top 5. Discard. No point not putting that there. Probably should have already been there, to be honest. And we can go ahead and use Book of the Covenant to go to New Cov to give Moses the band. And then we don't have a curse to activate, so we would just be negating and then discarding top 2. I feel like that's okay to use outside of battle right now. I would put down, I guess, him, because I don't want them to band to my other 2 if they could, and I'd get 2 more. Wait, I just used Plague of Hail. Come on, Ty, get it together. So now we have Miriam. We're not going to be flipping to anything, but we do have the protection. Zipporah gets a free 1. Zipporah pans to Moses, gets out New Covenant, goes here. Medad should have been down to get the additional look. Moses gets to band, and I'll go to Medad, who will go to Chosen Warriors. You may take a good OT card from reserve, and we're good. We have all sorts of stuff in battle. We have the add to battle negate. We have the you will remain up. We have the add to battle hero. So we have a lot of ways, depending on what they do. I just threw down an Angel of God, acting as if it's pretty much a negate to get all my stuff back. I guess we can turn that over. And we're good. I got all my characters to where I have strong bands again. Or strong blocks, I would say. I get to exchange. Go to the breaker. Breaker can go to preventing enhancements, assuming I'm banishing from yours. Put you in special initiative. Gives me CBN bans. And gives me protection and gets to draw 3. I drew 4. Draw 3. I mean, that's just a lot. You have to have something very good there, and you probably need a lot of resources, which is why I like this. I have a lot of resources. I take away your resources, and I have add to battles. I draw 3. It's ridiculous how I haven't gotten any sort of, like I just now got Israel's Rebellion. All I wanted to do was flip my souls back. Did I do my draw 1 here? I'm talking. So upkeep will draw 1. There you go. Upkeep will hit 1. Put down Wilderness over here for now. Go to deck. Get out. We can protect Lost Souls. Put down Indentured. I'm assuming I'm going to have to play that at some time to negate what they had, so I usually just like keep it down. It's hard to simulate it because I would hit their deck protection. I don't think I need to do anything with Virgin Birth or Potential in the Land. So I play my Begging to Go Back to give me 2 more on the counter. And then at this point, I don't think I need to do anything with Book of the Covenant. I can flip over, shuffle. Don't think I need anything with Offering of Wrongdoing as well. We just have another Add to Battle. We have an Interrupt Protection. We protect Lost Souls. We have all our Exodus heroes down. Give some Exodus heroes more protection. Go to support. Get another +1. Go to Moses. Get out New Covenant for an extra battle winner. And go to her, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, top 6. I get to pick one. Have all sorts of stuff. So negate, interrupt, protect. Negate, play a Lost Soul. You got to get around some protection. I get to protect Lost Souls. I got a lot of heroes in battle. It's your turn. I like to just go out with Sabbath Breaker, kill, take a curse from deck or reserve, discard, bring them all in. Now, usually that's not this late in the game. But then again, I mean, this is just going on turn 4, right? We hope to essentially win here. So we draw 3. We have our upkeep, draw 1. We have our upkeep on Sinai. We get one more tick. We have an upkeep on 3 woes. We can negate whatever else. Throw down our storehouse. Activate New Cov. Give us the additional band that I didn't even use last time. I don't think there's any territory class enhancements I need to play. Virgin Birth isn't grabbing anyone. I go into my big band. Same. Boom, boom. Counter. Boom, boom. Counter. Chosen Warriors. Or Medad if I want. Medad. And I don't need to exchange. I can just keep Medad out there to protect Lost Souls. Just depending on whatever they have. And yeah, that'd be it. The only thing is, I just didn't get into Second Coming. So I would hope my Add to Battles would just let me keep winning, and then have my Son of God. Keep that You Will Remain up. Have plenty of resources. Her would get the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He would look at the top 6 for Soul Gen, since I just did Israel's Rebellion. And then if you attack, I make you waste a bunch of stuff, and then I can just play Burial. So I really like it. I don't know which one I like better. If I had to pick what I think is stronger, then I'm always going to take the consistency plus additional power bump you get with non-Meeks for Lost Souls. Plus, I get Israel's Rebellion. So I still get the shuffle. I don't get the 2 shuffles, but I still get the 1 shuffle plus all the consistency of the non-Meeks. So I think it's really good. But I just wanted to show that there's a new Soulhide in town. So, and then I wanted to show you how I see it from at least a Goldfish perspective of how many cards I'm getting rid of from your deck. So when people are like, "Oh, the mill doesn't work," it's tough to disagree. Like that, more than likely, that is accurate to what I got rid of in your deck, and going on 4 turns and that should have been the win right there. I mean, you have to draw your whole deck. I took out Rain Becomes Dust out of here because I like to draw. And if they draw, so be it. They have to draw. And guess what? My Burial or my Israel's Rebellion, that's going to bide me a turn or 2. This defense is insane. I can block quickly. I have a lot of different ways to block. So I'm not too worried on people drawing too much. And if you're drawing a bunch and then I'm discarding 10 and you drew a bunch, I discarded 10, you're decked out. And it is a whole different ball game when your opponent, if I'm sitting at the table and it's a close game and my opponent's decked out, I'm in the driver's seat. Because you could tell, you know, they only have a couple more enhancements on both sides, and then that's it. They can't block you. Um, they probably can't rescue, or at least you know what they're going to do. They have very few options. And each turn, you can tell when someone's decked out, each turn you block, they are sweating. So, yeah, go ahead and draw. I'm going to discard 10 cards from your deck. You're going to draw 20, and you're quickly going to be out of resources, and I'm going to constantly add to battle. I almost want to add to battle more heroes that discard, but I don't need to. Keep with the wilderness theme. I haven't done too much outside of the wilderness theme from IR. Like, this is all I have. I can bring in the other wilderness heroes. I just haven't done that yet, so we will see. But yeah, I hope you all enjoy. It's there's different versions, but I like to call this the Milderness. So welcome to the wilderness is more just all wilderness, which this is as well, but bringing in that Plague of Hail, trying to shuffle Lost Souls and underdecking Lost Souls really gives me that additional time to just get rid of your stuff. So hope you all enjoy. Hope you all are enjoying the set. I always say Redemption's in such an amazing spot. Just the last couple years, it just keeps more and more amazing things keeps happening. I mean, ever since POC, like POC was, I mean, sets before that were amazing too. Loved POC. I felt it was game changing, healthy meta. We go into a rotation. We're figuring it out. More cards come in. Biggest set ever comes out. And then it's just more and more cards keep coming out and content everywhere. So it's fun. It's exciting. I'm having a blast. So hope you all enjoyed. And can't wait to see your other builds. Start putting them out there. Thanks, y'all.